Pakistan's President Zardari did promise today that his country will make progress in the fight with the militants. And Pakistan's army is fighting the Taliban in the Swat Valley, just 60 miles from the capital of Islamabad. As Nick Schifrin reports, from there, the people of that valley are caught in the crossfire.
The Swat Valley is a ghost town today. Pakistan's military has imposed a curfew as they begin a major operation designed to defeat the local Taliban once and for all. It's the third operation in Swat in the last 2 years. After the previous battles failed, the Pakistani government signed a peace deal with the Taliban, hoping they would lay down their arms. They did not.
This is not a military that is trained to do counterinsurgency or has the ability to understand how to deal with local dynamics on the ground.
Hundreds of thousands of people have fled, worried about the Taliban and worried about likely civilian casualties caused by the military operation.
And when they flee, they come to places like this, makeshift tent camps. Here there's no electricity, no running water, and little food, and most of these people have no sources of income.
This man has 7 children. It took him 2 days to walk here. The government isn't helping, he says. The Taliban and the government, I curse them both. A resurgent Taliban in Pakistan also threatens neighboring Afghanistan, where the U.S. military has begun building new bases for 20,000 additional troops arriving this summer.
Cross-border violence is increasing. Cross-border movements of weapons and men are increasing.
The U.S. wants the Pakistanis to defeat the Taliban, but they cannot be beaten by military alone. To win this war, people on both sides of the border need to have faith in their governments. Right now, they have none. Nick Schifrin, ABC News, Islamabad.
Our chief foreign affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, has visited the region often. She joins us now from Washington. Martha, the 3 presidents who are in Washington are talking about long-term strategy. But with the Taliban fighting the Pakistani army 60 miles from Islamabad, this is not a long-term problem, it's a short-term problem, isn't it?
It's an immediate and urgent problem, and they're really going to be watching this area for the next 2 weeks. I just spoke to a U.S. official who said this is what we want, a sustained shift of emphasis away from India to the Afghan border areas. But I have to tell you, Charlie, some U.S. officials are very, very skeptical that this will happen, that they will sustain this.
We can't put U.S. troops into Pakistan, so we depend on the Pakistani army that really isn't equipped to fight this kind of a battle, is it?
Not equipped to fight a counterinsurgency, and as you heard, we're going to give them more money. But it took our own army, the U.S. Army, about 5 years to train in counterinsurgency, and we're trying to train the Pakistanis. And also a U.S. official said the Pakistani army is still in a state of denial that they even need that kind of training.
All right, Martha Raddatz in Washington tonight. Thanks.